Hi guys, it's Alyssa from Planet Alyssa, and I'm here with this week's What I Sold on Etsy video. If I sound annoyed, it's because this is the third time I'm filming this, because I'm having some issues here. I just have issues, I don't know. Anyway, it has been a good week on Etsy. I sold a bunch of things this week. Actually, I didn't sell that many, but I met my sales goal, and it's probably the first time I've done that. Has it been all year? It's definitely been a while. It's definitely been weeks and weeks since I've met my sales goal of $200. This week I sold 12 items on Etsy for a total of $272.50. So that's not too many items, but one of them was a big ticket item, and so that's how I was able to meet my goal this week. And I will show you that as well as the other items that sold in just a bit. Yeah, sales were pretty good this week, I guess. I don't know. I've been trying to stay on top of things as far as getting items listed, and so if I list things, I do seem to sell things. Not usually the things I'm listing, but other stuff. Just how it seems to work. And yeah, anyway, good week. I'll show you my shop stats and then I'll show you the items that sold. Keep in mind the prices that you see are the prices that the buyers paid to purchase the item. Doesn't include any fees that I paid to Etsy. Doesn't include the shipping fees that buyers paid. And yeah, and okay, here's the shop stats. Okay, here's a quick look at the shop stats for the week. As you can see, there were just over 3,000 views, and as usual, pretty much half and half split between shop views and listing views. 148 favorites, most of those being listing favorites, and 12 orders for a total of $271.90. 90 cents? I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I have to figure that out. I don't know if there's kind of shipping thing I added. I don't remember. Anyway, below that is the graph of the sales. Now, it looks like I had like a huge day on Saturday. And I did have a huge day on Saturday, but part of the reason I had such a huge day is like one of the three things I think I sold on Saturday was a really big ticket item. So that is the source of that big giant spike there. So this just goes by the dollar total, not the number of orders. Anyway, so let's take a look at what those different orders are, including the big one. Okay, but first this week I sold this kit. It's a crewel embroidery kit. Sold for $15. Now these are mini little pictures, but there's actually two of them, and they come with the little brass colored oval frames. I picked this up at a local like fundraiser flea market thing for my local library. And deja vu, because this item actually came from that same fundraiser thing, and it also sold for $15. Now these are a set of vintage book plates with that Japanese painting on them, and they did come in their box. I'm trying to think of how many were in this set. There were quite a few in this set, maybe 20 of them. And some more deja vu. This did not come from that same sale, but you probably saw this ashtray in a video, was it last week or the week before? When I sold it then, I said I had two of them, and this is the other one that sold. This was something that I put in the clearance section of the shop, so it sold for $6, had originally been listed at $12, which I guess was too high. And then I sold this little squirrel figurine. He's really cute. He's got a fluffy tail there. He sold for $15. And where did I pick him up? I'm thinking he came from a thrift store, but I don't remember for sure. And now for the big sale of the week. I sold this set of 12 bottles. They all go together for $120. Now this is a set of Clevenger glass bottles. I believe they came from, there's a place in South Jersey where they make all these glass bottles and things, and I cannot think of it. I'm blanking out. But anyway, this is something that had actually belonged to my grandmother, and it's a long, complicated story, but when she was being put into a nursing home, I was living up in Maine. My grandmother lived in New Jersey, and my my mom called and asked if there's anything I wanted from my grandmother's house. And one of the things that I said was, if nobody else wants it, she had this great collection of all these bottles. Now this was, I mean, part of it, but she had all these really cool glass bottles. Like there was one that looked like, you know, like a raven's claw on this, you know, round thing. There was one that looked like a violin. There were some really neat bottles. And instead I got these, which, you know, they're cool and all, but wasn't really what I wanted. I had these on display for a while, but I really didn't have a good place to display them. They just kind of got in the way and collected dust. And I said, you know, I don't need these anymore. I'm going to list them on Etsy. I've had them on Etsy for probably about a year, I would say. So it took some time for them to sell, but I'm happy with this, you know, sale of $120 for these bottles that I really didn't need and don't really have any sentimental value to me because I don't even really remember these ones from my grandmother's house. And I sold this baby book. It's kind of like a unisex one with a Mother Goose theme. It sold for $15. Was this Hallmark, I think? I don't remember, but I picked this up at a thrift store. And I sold this set of 3 Pyrex mixing bowls. They're a lovely shade of avocado green, slightly varying shades of green. Sold for $30 for this set. So this was another big thing, like the bottles and this. These were big things that I got to make some room upstairs, which is good because I need some more room to store new stuff. And then I sold this paper fan, a painted paper fan with the wood. Sold for $18. This is something I picked up at an auction in a box lot, I believe. Okay, and this is a set of 3 plastic animals sealed in packages. They were given out at a premium at gas stations. This was part of it was some sort of Noah's Ark set, so they were in pairs, you know, a pair of giraffes and a pair of deer, I guess that is elk, I'm not even sure. No, I had this priced at $8. I've had these a while in the store. I didn't pay that much for them, and someone made me an offer, asked if I would actually, asked what I would take for 2 of the sets. He didn't need all 3. I guess he didn't need 2 sets of giraffes. But I was like, you know what, you can have them all for $4. So, anyway. I sold them for 4. And I don't even know where I got these. I think these came from a rummage sale. Then I sold this vintage baby Mickey plush. He wasn't too big, smaller size, and had like a weighted beanbag type base to him. He sold for $20, and I'm thinking I picked him up in a thrift store. And then I sold this vintage San Francisco trivet for $10. It's a ceramic trivet with, you know, a picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. I like the style on this one, very kind of modern and just sleek looking. And what's funny is this came from that same fundraiser flea market thing that the first 2 items I sold this week came from. And that wasn't something I went to recently. I went to that in the fall, and, you know, this stuff's been listed for a while, but I don't know why it's all selling this week, but it is. Anyway, just an interesting little thing. I don't know why. And finally this week, one more clearance item. This sold for $4.50. It's a vintage souvenir tray, or not tray, candy dish, I guess you would call it, from Walt Disney World. Has that kind of cool fluted style to it. I have had this a long time. I think I got it at a thrift store, but again, I've had it so long, I don't really remember. So, I'll post information when I have it, but Thrifty Teresa is going to be doing a video interview series, so she's going to be interviewing me, and that's pretty cool. If you don't already watch her channel, you should definitely subscribe. She's another vintage Etsy seller, and she always finds some great stuff out there. But yeah, I'll be doing that soon. And in fact, I was having a conversation, you know, about this via Etsy with Teresa, and she had actually asked me how my sales were going this week. I was like, oh, it was great over the weekend, but it's dead now. This was like Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday. I was having this conversation with her. And only only a few hours after that, like I had 3 sales come in, which is because I was in the middle of listing stuff at the time I was having that conversation with her. So there does seem to be a correlation there. If you list stuff, you sell stuff, not necessarily what you just listed. But anyway, holiday coming up. It's Easter this weekend, so I hope you all have a happy Easter if you celebrate, and you know, just have some nice time with family. Probably won't be quite as busy this weekend with sales because people are busy cooking and spending time with family. Although on the other hand, people that maybe don't have plans, a lot of the stores are closed, so they might be shopping online. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, hope you all have a happy Easter, and thank you for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Happy selling!